In a bustling city, a young boy named Nam, barely 12 years old, sold newspapers at a busy street corner. Every morning, he would rise before dawn, balancing a stack of papers on his slight frame. Nam lived with his mother in a small, cramped apartment, struggling to make ends meet. Despite their hardships, he maintained a cheerful disposition, dreaming of a brighter future. As he sold his newspapers, Nam passed by a large, upscale shop owned by Mr. Hung, a man known for his wealth and disdain for those he deemed inferior. Each day, Mr. Hung would glare at Nam, often shooing him away with a scornful remark. "Get lost, you little nuisance," he would bark, leaving Nam to bear the humiliation in front of customers. One fateful afternoon, while rushing past the shop, Nam tripped and dropped an entire stack of newspapers. The papers scattered across the pavement, and Mr. Hung stormed out, furious. "Look at this mess. You can't even do your job right," he yelled, berating Nam in front of a crowd. The laughter of onlookers stung deeply, and Nam felt a wave of shame wash over him. But in that moment, something shifted within him. He vowed to rise above the disdain and prove his worth. Determined to change his circumstances, Nam worked tirelessly, saving every coin he earned. He would spend evenings in the local library, reading everything he could find, books on business, finance, and self-improvement. The knowledge he gained fueled his ambition, and he dreamed of becoming a successful entrepreneur. Years passed, and Nam's hard work paid off. He launched a small startup focused on selling eco-friendly products, and slowly but surely his business began to thrive. As he gained success, he never forgot his roots, often returning to his old neighborhood to help those in need. Meanwhile, Mr. Hung's shop faced challenges of its own. As the city evolved and competition grew, his once thriving business began to falter. Desperate for a lifeline, he sought help from potential partners, only to find himself facing bankruptcy. One day, as fate would have it, Nam received a call about a significant business opportunity. He was to meet with a potential investor who could help him expand his eco-friendly brand. As he entered the luxurious meeting room, he was stunned to see that his partner was none other than Mr. Hung. The atmosphere turned tense as recognition dawned on both of them. Mr. Hung's face paled. He was standing before the very boy he had once ridiculed. However, Nam remained composed. He understood the situation, but he also felt a surge of mixed emotions. "Nam, I didn't expect to see you here," Mr. Hung stammered, trying to regain his composure. "I could use your help with my shop. I've made mistakes, but I want to turn things around." Nam took a deep breath, remembering all the times he had been belittled by Mr. Hung. He could feel the weight of resentment and the desire for revenge, but he chose a different path. "Mr. Hung, I've worked hard to get here. I believe in kindness and respect, but I can't ignore the past," he said firmly. Mr. Hung's eyes widened in disbelief as Nam continued. "Sometimes, kindness and respect are worth more than money. I won't be helping you just because you're in need. You need to understand that success is built on mutual respect." In that moment, Mr. Hung realized the gravity of his past actions. Nam's words struck a chord deep within him. He understood that he had treated people poorly, including those who were simply trying to survive. Instead of turning away, Mr. Hung began to reflect on his life. He asked Nam for advice on how to improve his shop, not just to save himself, but to genuinely connect with the community he had long neglected. Nam, seeing an opportunity for growth, decided to share his insights, but with a focus on creating a business built on values rather than merely profit. Over time, they worked together, though with a cautious distance. Nam taught Mr. Hung the importance of listening to customers and valuing his employees. He emphasized the need for integrity and genuine connection, values that Mr. Hung had overlooked in his quest for success. As they navigated the challenges of revamping the shop, Mr. Hung began to change. He learned the value of community engagement, starting programs to support local artists and small businesses. Nam watched with a mix of pride and wariness, recognizing that transformation takes time. Through this process, a newfound respect developed between them. Mr. Hung began to treat Nam not as a subordinate, but as an equal, valuing his insights and acknowledging his achievements. Nam, in turn, recognized the effort Mr. Hung was making to change and grow. Eventually, the shop regained its footing, thriving under the principles of respect and community support. Nam's heart swelled with pride, not only for his own success but for the changes he had witnessed in Mr. Hung. Their relationship had evolved into one of partnership, built on shared values and mutual respect. In the years that followed, Nam continued to grow his business while also mentoring young entrepreneurs in the community. He became a role model, embodying the values of resilience, kindness, and understanding. Meanwhile, Mr. Hung remained a committed ally, supporting Nam's initiatives and continuing to improve his own shop. As time went on, Nam often reflected on his journey. From the shame of being a poor newspaper boy to becoming a successful businessman, he had learned that true success is measured not just by wealth, but by the impact one has on others. He remained grateful for the lessons learned from both his struggles and his unexpected partnership with Mr. Hung. In the end, their story became one of redemption, growth, and the transformative power of respect and kindness. Together, they forged a new path, proving that even the most disdainful beginnings can lead to remarkable outcomes when hearts and minds are open to change. As the seasons changed and years rolled by, Nam's reputation as a successful entrepreneur spread throughout the city. His eco-friendly business not only flourished but became a model for sustainable practices, inspiring others to think about their impact on the environment. Workshops and community events were organized to educate people on how they could contribute to a greener planet, and Nam found great joy in sharing his knowledge. Meanwhile, Mr. Hung, now a transformed man, was deeply involved in the community as well. His shop had become a hub for local artisans, showcasing handmade crafts and sustainable products. He regularly hosted events that brought people together, fostering a sense of unity in the neighborhood that had once felt divided. One day, Nam received an invitation to speak at a local business conference. Excited but nervous, he prepared diligently, wanting to inspire others with his story. As the date approached, he thought about how far he had come, not just in terms of success, but in overcoming the challenges and prejudices he had faced. On the day of the conference, Nam stood before an audience of aspiring entrepreneurs, seasoned business owners, and community leaders. He shared his journey from selling newspapers on the street corner to running a thriving business. He spoke candidly about his experiences with Mr. Hung and how they both learned the importance of respect, kindness, and community support. The journey isn't just about profits and losses, Nam said passionately. It's about lifting each other up and creating an environment where everyone can thrive. When we treat each other with dignity, we build not only successful businesses but also strong communities. The audience listened intently, many nodding in agreement. After his speech, several attendees approached him, eager to learn more about his methods and ideas. Nam felt a sense of fulfillment. He was making a difference. As the conference ended, Nam spotted Mr. Hung in the crowd. The older man approached, pride evident in his eyes. "You've come so far, Nam. I'm grateful to have been a part of your journey," he said sincerely. "You've taught me so much about humility and the true meaning of success." Nam smiled, feeling a warmth in his heart. "Thank you, Mr. Hung. Your support has meant the world to me. We've both grown in ways we never expected." With their renewed friendship, they continued to collaborate on community projects, focusing on youth empowerment. They established a mentorship program for underprivileged children, providing them with resources and opportunities to develop their skills and dreams. Nam often visited local schools, sharing his story and encouraging students to pursue their passions, regardless of their circumstances. One day, during a mentorship session, Nam met a young girl named Lynn. She was shy but bright, with a keen interest in environmental science. As they talked, Nam saw himself in her, full of potential but hindered by limitations. He decided to take Lynn under his wing, offering her internships at his company and guidance on her educational path. Through Lynn, Nam learned to appreciate the power of nurturing talent. He saw firsthand how one person's belief could change another's trajectory. Lynn thrived in the program, her confidence blossoming as she explored her interests. Nam felt a sense of pride, knowing he was contributing to someone else's future. As years passed, Lynn excelled in her studies and eventually applied to a prestigious university, with Nam supporting her every step of the way. When she received her acceptance letter, The joy on her face mirrored the happiness Nam had felt when he won his first business award. On the day of her graduation, Nam was invited to speak at the ceremony. Standing before a crowd of bright-eyed graduates, he reflected on the cycle of support that had come full circle. Today, we celebrate not just individual achievements but the community that has nurtured us all, he said. Remember, the greatest success is not measured by what we accumulate, but by what we give back. After the ceremony, Lin approached Nam, her eyes filled with gratitude. Thank you for believing in me, Nam. You've changed my life. Nam smiled warmly. You did the hard work, Lin. I merely saw your potential. Keep believing in yourself. Meanwhile, Mr. Hung had also embraced the spirit of giving back. He initiated a scholarship program for young entrepreneurs in the neighborhood, ensuring that those who showed promise could receive the support they needed to succeed. He often invited Nam to co-host workshops, where they shared insights and encouraged a new generation to be bold in their dreams. Through their joint efforts, the community thrived. The once divided neighborhood transformed into a vibrant, supportive environment where local businesses flourished and residents uplifted one another. Despite their busy lives, Nam and Mr. Hung maintained their friendship, often reflecting on how far they had come together. One evening, as they sat on a bench outside the shop, watching children play, Mr. Hung turned to Nam. I never would have imagined that helping others could bring me so much joy. You've taught me that true wealth lies in the connections we build. Nam nodded, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. And it all started with a simple act of kindness. We never know the impact we can have on someone's life. As the sun set over the city, casting a warm glow, Nam realized that his journey had come full circle. He had risen from the struggles of his past, forging a path not just for himself, but for countless others. The boy who once sold newspapers had transformed into a beacon of hope and change, demonstrating that compassion and respect could pave the way for a brighter future. In that moment, Nam understood that life was not merely about success. It was about the relationships forged, the lives touched, and the legacy left behind. Together with Mr. Hung, Lin, and their community, he was creating a tapestry of resilience, kindness, and endless possibilities. And as they looked towards the horizon, they knew that the story was far from over. It was merely the beginning of new adventures, challenges, and opportunities to inspire others to rise above their circumstances, just as they had. As Nam continued to build his business and foster community connections, he often found himself reflecting on the past and the lessons he had learned. He became increasingly aware that success was not just about financial gain but also about creating meaningful relationships and supporting those around him. One evening, after a long day of meetings and planning sessions, Nam returned home to find his mother sitting at the small kitchen table, a worried expression on her face. Nam, I've been thinking a lot about the future, she said, her voice tinged with concern. I know you're doing well, but I worry about the challenges ahead. What if things don't go as planned? Nam sat down beside her, taking her hands in his. Mom, I appreciate your concern, but I believe in the work we're doing. We're not just building a business, we're creating a community. And if we face challenges, we'll face them together. His mother smiled, her worries easing slightly. You've grown so much, Nam. I'm proud of you. Just remember to take care of yourself along the way. With those words, Nam felt a renewed sense of purpose. He realized that while he was dedicated to his work, he also needed to prioritize his well-being. He decided to implement a balance in his life, carving out time for himself, his family, and his community. As he put this into practice, he began to notice the positive changes in his life. He found joy in simple pleasures, taking long walks in the park, spending time with friends, and participating in local events. This newfound balance allowed him to return to his work with fresh energy and creativity. One day, while attending a community festival, Nam met a young woman named Hoa. She was passionate about art and had set up a booth showcasing her beautiful paintings. Intrigued, Nam struck up a conversation with her, and they quickly bonded over their shared love for creativity and community engagement. Hoa expressed her desire to use her art to raise awareness about environmental issues. Inspired by her vision, Nam offered to collaborate on a project that would combine her artistic talents with his business goals. Together, they brainstormed ideas for an exhibition that would not only showcase her art but also educate attendees on sustainable practices. The exhibition was a tremendous success, drawing a large crowd and generating discussions about the importance of protecting the environment. Attendees marveled at Ho's paintings, which depicted the beauty of nature alongside stark images of pollution and its impact on the planet. Nam was proud to see how their collaboration had inspired others to take action. As the weeks turned into months, Nam and Ho's partnership deepened. They organized more events, workshops, and community cleanup days, encouraging people to come together for a common cause. Nam admired Ho's passion and dedication, and she inspired him to think outside the box when it came to promoting his business. One afternoon, while planning their next project, Hoa looked at Nam thoughtfully. "You've come so far, Nam. But what's next for you? What are your bigger dreams?" Nam paused, reflecting on her question. He had always focused on his immediate goals, but now he realized he had the potential to dream even bigger. "I want to create a foundation that supports young entrepreneurs in our community," he replied. "A place where they can find mentorship, resources, and funding to pursue their dreams." Hoa's eyes lit up. "That's an incredible idea. We should start planning how to make it happen." With renewed determination, Nam and Hoa began laying the groundwork for the foundation. They reached out to local businesses, educators, and community leaders, seeking support and collaboration. To their delight, many were enthusiastic about the idea and offered to contribute in various ways. As the foundation began to take shape, Nam also sought advice from Mr. Hung. He knew that the wisdom and experience of his former mentor would be invaluable in navigating the complexities of starting a non-profit organization. Together, they brainstormed strategies for outreach, fundraising, and community engagement. Through their discussions, Nam also encouraged Mr. Hung to share his own experiences and insights with the younger generation. Mr. Hung agreed, realizing that his journey had lessons that could benefit aspiring entrepreneurs. They decided to host workshops at the foundation, where both Nam and Mr. Hung would mentor the participants. As the foundation launched, it quickly gained traction within the community. Young people came forward with innovative ideas, and Nam and Mr. Hung worked tirelessly to help them refine their proposals, connect with resources, and build their confidence. One standout project came from a group of teenagers who wanted to create a mobile app that connected local businesses with consumers interested in sustainable products. Nam was thrilled by their initiative and provided them with mentorship, helping them develop their business plan and navigate the tech landscape. As the foundation continued to grow, it became a symbol of hope and empowerment within the community. Nam found immense fulfillment in supporting others, and he often reflected on the journey that had led him to this point. However, not everything was smooth sailing. They faced challenges along the way, from securing funding to navigating the complexities of non-profit regulations. Yet, with each obstacle, Nam remained committed to finding solutions and keeping the vision alive. One evening, as Nam and Hoa sat down to review the foundation's progress, Hoa shared her concerns. "Nam, sometimes I worry that we're not making enough of an impact. There's so much more to be done, and it feels overwhelming." Nam nodded, understanding her feelings. "It can be daunting, but we have to celebrate the small victories. Each person we help is a step forward. And together, we're building something lasting." Encouraged by Nam's words, Hoa took a deep breath. "You're right. Let's keep pushing forward, one step at a time." As they continued their efforts, Nam also made a point to involve the community in their initiatives. They organized regular town hall meetings, inviting residents to share their ideas, challenges, and aspirations. This collaborative approach fostered a sense of ownership among community members, making them feel invested in the foundation's success. As the years passed, Nam's foundation became a cornerstone of the community. It not only provided resources and mentorship but also fostered a culture of collaboration and innovation. Young entrepreneurs flourished, and many went on to establish successful businesses, contributing to the local economy. Reflecting on the journey, Nam often thought about his past and the ridicule he faced from Mr. Hung. It amazed him how far they had both come, transforming their lives and the lives of those around them. The bond they had formed through their shared experiences was now stronger than ever. One day, as they celebrated another successful year for the foundation, Mr. Hung approached Nam with a smile. I never would have imagined that helping others could be so rewarding. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this. Nam returned the smile, gratitude filling his heart. I couldn't have done this without your support. Together, we're making a difference. As they stood surrounded by the young entrepreneurs they had mentored, Nam felt a deep sense of fulfillment. He knew that the journey was ongoing and there were always new challenges to tackle. But with the community by his side, he was ready to face whatever came next. In the years to come, Nam continued to grow both personally and professionally. He learned to embrace change, adapt to challenges, and cultivate resilience in himself and others. He became a sought-after speaker at conferences, sharing his story of perseverance and the importance of community engagement. His relationship with Hoa blossomed as well, evolving from collaboration into a deeper bond. They often found themselves dreaming about the future, discussing how they could expand their impact and reach more people. Their shared passion for making a difference united them, and they became partners in both work and life. One day, as they sat together in a local cafe, Nam turned to Hoa with a thoughtful expression. What if we expanded the foundation's reach beyond our city? There are communities everywhere that could benefit from what we've built. Hoa's eyes sparkled with excitement. I love that idea. Let's start planning how we can create a model that can be replicated in other areas. With renewed vigor, Nam and Hoa began laying the groundwork for a national initiative aiming to empower communities across the country. They sought partnerships with organizations that shared their vision, pooling resources and knowledge to create a broader impact. As their efforts gained momentum, Nam often found himself reflecting on the boy he once was, the boy who sold newspapers on the corner, dreaming of a better future. He realized that while he had achieved much, his heart remained firmly rooted in the desire to uplift others. Years later, as they launched their national initiative, Nam stood before a crowd of supporters and community leaders, his heart swelling with pride. He spoke passionately about the journey they had undertaken and the lives they had changed along the way. This is just the beginning, he declared, his voice filled with conviction. Together, we can create a ripple effect of positivity and empowerment that will resonate for generations to come. As the crowd erupted in applause, Nam glanced at Hoa, who stood beside him, her eyes shining with determination. In that moment, he knew that their journey was far from over. They had laid the foundation for something extraordinary, and the future held endless possibilities. And as they looked toward the horizon, they felt a profound sense of purpose, ready to embrace whatever challenges lay ahead. They were not just building a legacy, they were igniting a movement fueled by compassion, resilience, and the unwavering belief that together, they could change the world. As Nam and Hoa embarked on their ambitious national initiative, they quickly realized that their vision would require meticulous planning, extensive collaboration, and a deep understanding of the diverse communities they aimed to serve. With each step forward, they faced new challenges that tested their resolve and creativity. To kick off their national initiative, Nam and Hoa organized a series of workshops across different cities, inviting local leaders, aspiring entrepreneurs, and community members to participate. They aimed to gather insights, understand local needs, and tailor their programs accordingly. Each workshop became a unique melting pot of ideas, stories, and dreams, and Nam found immense joy in connecting with people from various backgrounds. During one of the workshops in a small town, Nam met an inspiring woman named Mai. She was a single mother who had been struggling to support her family after losing her job. Despite her challenges, she had a brilliant idea for a sustainable clothing line that used recycled materials. Nam saw the spark in her eyes and knew that with the right guidance, she could turn her vision into reality. After the workshop, Nam approached Mai. I believe in your idea. Would you be interested in working with us at the foundation? We can help you develop your business plan and connect you with resources. Mai's eyes widened in disbelief. Really? You would do that for me? Of course. Nam replied warmly. This is what our initiative is all about, empowering people like you to achieve their dreams. With that, Mai became one of the foundation's first ments. Nam and Hoa worked closely with her, providing mentorship and helping her navigate the complexities of starting a business. They introduced her to sustainable fashion experts and organized focus groups to refine her ideas. As Mai's clothing line began to take shape, she experienced both triumphs and setbacks. There were days filled with excitement as she received positive feedback and support, but there were also moments of doubt and frustration. Nam and Hoa stood by her side, reminding her of her vision and the potential impact her work could have on the community. During one particularly challenging week, Mai faced a major setback when her initial batch of clothing didn't meet quality standards. Disheartened, she confided in Nam. "I don't know if I can do this. What if I fail?" Nam placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "Failure is part of the journey. Every successful entrepreneur has faced obstacles. It's how we respond to those challenges that defines us. Let's analyze what went wrong and learn from it." Inspired by his words, Mai rallied her determination and worked tirelessly to improve her designs. With the support of the foundation and her growing network, she was able to relaunch her clothing line with a fresh perspective and renewed vigor. As the months rolled by, Mai's clothing line gained traction and became a symbol of sustainable fashion in her community. She organized pop-up shops and collaborated with local artists to showcase her work. Each success story filled Nam and Hoa with pride, reinforcing their belief in the power of their initiative. Meanwhile, the foundation continued to expand its reach, attracting attention from media outlets and influential organizations. Nam and Hoa were invited to speak at various conferences, sharing their vision and the success stories of their Mets. Their message of empowerment resonated with many, and they began receiving inquiries from other communities interested in replicating their model. One evening, after a successful conference, Nam and Hoa sat down to discuss their next steps. What if we created a comprehensive toolkit that other communities could use to establish similar initiatives? Hoa suggested. We could include resources, templates, and case studies from our experiences. Nam's eyes lit up. That's a fantastic idea. We could host training sessions for community leaders, equipping them with the knowledge and tools they need to uplift their own neighborhoods. With this new direction, they dedicated themselves to developing the toolkit. They collaborated with experts, gathered feedback from their ments, and documented their experiences in a way that was accessible and actionable. As the toolkit took shape, they organized a launch event that would bring together community leaders from across the country. Nam and Hoa poured their hearts into this event, envisioning a gathering that would inspire collaboration and ignite a movement for change. On the day of the launch, the venue buzzed with energy. Community leaders, entrepreneurs, and activists filled the room, eager to learn and connect. Nam and Hoa opened the event with a heartfelt speech, sharing their journey and the impact of their work. "Today, we're not just launching a toolkit," Nam declared passionately. "We're igniting a movement that says every community has the power to uplift its members and create opportunities for all." As the audience erupted in applause, Nam felt a wave of emotion wash over him. This was the culmination of years of hard work, resilience, and unwavering belief in the potential of others. Throughout the day, attendees participated in workshops, brainstorming sessions, and networking opportunities. Nam and Hoa facilitated discussions, encouraging participants to share their own experiences and ideas. It was a celebration of collaboration and empowerment, and the energy in the room was palpable. As the event concluded, Nam noticed a group of young entrepreneurs huddled together, animatedly discussing their ideas. Inspired by their enthusiasm, he approached them. "What are you all working on?" One of the young women, Tom, spoke up. "We're brainstorming ways to promote eco-friendly products in our community. We want to create a local marketplace that showcases sustainable goods." Nam's heart swelled with pride. "That's incredible! Have you thought about how to get started?" The group eagerly shared their thoughts, and Nam offered guidance and resources. As he spoke, he felt a sense of fulfillment wash over him. This was the legacy he had dreamed of, a community of empowered individuals supporting one another. In the weeks that followed, the foundation received numerous inquiries from communities eager to implement their toolkit. Nam and Hoa worked tirelessly to provide support, answering questions and offering tailored resources. Their initiative was blossoming, and they could see the impact ripple across the nation. However, amid the excitement, Nam also felt the weight of responsibility. He knew that with growth came challenges. He and Hoa held regular strategy meetings to assess their progress and ensure they were meeting the needs of the communities they served. One evening, as they reviewed feedback from recent workshops, Hoa looked at Nam thoughtfully. "How do you feel about our journey so far?" Nam smiled, reflecting on their experiences. "It's been incredible, but I want to ensure we remain grounded in our mission. We have to stay connected to the communities we serve and adapt to their evolving needs." Hoa nodded in agreement. "Let's plan regular check-ins with the communities. We need to listen and learn from them." With renewed determination, they organized a series of follow-up visits to the communities they had worked with. Nam and Hoa wanted to understand the challenges they faced and how they could provide ongoing support. During their visits, they met with various groups, listening to their stories and understanding their needs. It was a humbling experience, and Nam was reminded of the boy he once was, full of dreams, yet navigating a world filled with obstacles. As they traveled from town to town, Nam encountered a young boy named Kien during a visit to a rural community. Kien was bright and inquisitive, and he had a passion for technology. However, his family struggled to afford basic educational resources. Seeing Kien's potential, Nam engaged him in conversation, asking about his interests and dreams. The boy spoke animatedly about wanting to create a mobile app that could help farmers optimize their crop yields. Nam felt a spark of inspiration and offered to mentor Kien. Over the next few months, Nam worked closely with Kien, providing him with guidance and resources to develop his app. They navigated challenges together, and Nam watched as Kien grew more confident in his abilities. One day, as they finalized the app's features, Kien turned to Nam, his eyes shining with excitement. "I can't believe I'm actually doing this. Thank you for believing in me." Nam smiled warmly. "You did all the hard work, Kien. Just remember that your ideas can make a difference. Keep dreaming big." As Kien's app launched, it garnered attention from local farmers and tech enthusiasts alike. Nam couldn't help but feel a sense of pride for the young boy who had once doubted his abilities. This was what the foundation was all about, sparking change one individual at a time. As the years unfolded, Nam and Hoa's initiative continued to thrive, but they remained vigilant in their mission. They understood that the landscape of entrepreneurship was ever-changing, and they had to adapt to the needs of their communities. Through it all, Nam's relationship with Hoa deepened. They learned to balance their personal and professional lives, supporting one another through the challenges and celebrating their victories together. They often reflected on their journeys, grateful for the paths that had brought them together. One evening, while taking a stroll through their neighborhood, Nam turned to Hoa. "I can't believe how far we've come. It's amazing to see the positive impact we've made together." Hoa smiled, her eyes sparkling. "And this is just the beginning. Imagine the future we can create together." Inspired by her words, Nam felt a surge of excitement. "Let's keep pushing the boundaries. We can expand our reach internationally, share our model globally, and empower people around the world." With this new vision in mind, they began planning their next chapter. They reached out to international organizations, exploring partnerships that would enable them to bring their toolkit and mentorship programs to communities across the globe. As they embarked on this new journey, Nam reflected on the lessons he had learned along the way, the importance of compassion, resilience, and the power of community. He understood that every person had the potential to create change, and he was determined to support them in their endeavors. Through all the ups and downs, Nam knew that his journey was more than just his own. It was a collective effort, a tapestry of stories woven together by shared dreams, struggles, and triumphs. And as he looked toward the horizon, he felt a profound sense of hope, ready to embrace the adventures that lay ahead, knowing that together, they could continue to change lives and uplift communities for generations to come. As Nam and Hoa expanded their vision for international outreach, they recognized the importance of cultural sensitivity and adaptability. Each community they aimed to serve had its own unique challenges and strengths, and understanding these nuances would be crucial to their success. To kickstart their global initiative, they decided to host an international summit, inviting representatives from various countries to discuss entrepreneurship, community development, and sustainable practices. Nam and Hoa spent months planning the event, carefully curating a diverse lineup of speakers, workshops, and networking opportunities. On the day of the summit, the atmosphere buzzed with excitement. Leaders, entrepreneurs, and changemakers from around the world filled the venue, eager to share their experiences and learn from one another. Nam and Hoa opened the event with a heartfelt address, highlighting the power of collaboration and the shared goal of uplifting communities. "Today, we stand together," Nam declared, his voice filled with passion. "We are here to learn from each other, to share our stories, and to ignite a movement that transcends borders. Together, we can create the world where every individual has the opportunity to thrive." As the summit progressed, Nam was captivated by the stories of resilience and innovation from different cultures. He attended sessions on social entrepreneurship in Africa, grassroots movements in South America, and technology-driven solutions in Southeast Asia. Each story reinforced his belief in the transformative power of community-driven initiatives. During one of the workshops, Nam met a woman named Amina from Kenya. She had founded an organization that empowered women through vocational training and entrepreneurship. Amina's passion for uplifting others resonated deeply with Nam, and they quickly connected. "I've seen firsthand how empowering women can transform entire communities," Amina shared. "When women succeed, everyone benefits." Nam nodded, inspired by her dedication. "We have to find a way to collaborate. Your work aligns perfectly with our mission, and together, we can amplify our impact." As the summit continued, Nam and Amina brainstormed ways to merge their initiatives, exploring potential partnerships that would empower women entrepreneurs in both their communities. The excitement of possibility fueled their discussions, and they set ambitious goals for their collaboration. At the end of the summit, Nam felt invigorated. The connections he had made and the insights he had gained filled him with a renewed sense of purpose. He understood that while they had made great strides, there was still so much work to be done. Returning home, Nam and Hoa wasted no time in implementing what they had learned. They began reaching out to organizations that focused on women's empowerment and sought partnerships to create training programs specifically designed for women entrepreneurs in their local communities. As the programs took shape, they organized workshops that combined practical business skills with mentorship and support. Nam often shared his own experiences, emphasizing the importance of resilience and believing in one's potential. One day, during a workshop, a young woman named Lean approached Nam with a dream of starting a catering business. She had faced numerous obstacles, from financial constraints to societal expectations, but her passion for cooking and creating unique dishes shone through. Nam listened intently as Lean shared her vision. "I want to bring traditional flavors to modern dining experiences. But I don't know where to start." "Let's work together," Nam replied, his enthusiasm infectious. "We can develop a business plan, connect you with resources, and even organize tasting events to showcase your dishes." With Nam's guidance and support, Lean began to navigate the complexities of starting her catering business. She worked tirelessly, honing her culinary skills and learning about the business side of things. Nam watched with pride as Lean transformed her dream into reality, organizing her first tasting event that attracted local food enthusiasts. The event was a resounding success, and Lean's unique approach to traditional dishes garnered rave reviews. Nam felt a sense of fulfillment knowing that he had played a role in helping her achieve her dreams. As word spread about their programs, more women began to step forward, eager to learn and grow. Nam and Hoa were thrilled to see the impact of their work, and they continued to refine their approach, ensuring that they were meeting the diverse needs of their participants. However, as the initiative grew, Nam also faced the challenge of sustaining it. Funding was always a concern, and he knew they needed to diversify their revenue streams to continue supporting their programs effectively. During a brainstorming session with Hoa, Nam suggested exploring corporate partnerships. "There are many companies looking to give back to the community. If we can align our mission with their values, we could secure funding and support." Hoa nodded thoughtfully. "We could create sponsorship opportunities for our workshops and events, allowing businesses to engage with the community while supporting our cause." With this new strategy in mind, Nam and Hoa began reaching out to local businesses, presenting their initiative and the potential benefits of partnership. To their delight, several companies expressed interest, eager to contribute to their mission of community empowerment. As they secured funding, Nam felt a renewed sense of optimism. With the resources they had acquired, They expanded their programs, offering scholarships for aspiring entrepreneurs and increasing the frequency of their workshops. One day, as Nam was reviewing the program outcomes, he stumbled upon a familiar face in the success stories. Qian, the young boy he had mentored years ago. Now a teenager, Qian had developed his app into a platform that connected farmers with buyers directly, eliminating middlemen and ensuring fair prices. Nam couldn't help but smile at Qian's journey. He reached out to Qian to congratulate him on his success. "You've done an incredible job, Qian. I'm so proud of you." "Thank you, Nam. I wouldn't be here without your support," Qian replied. "I want to give back too. I've been thinking about hosting workshops for younger kids interested in technology." Inspired by Qian's initiative, Nam proposed they collaborate. "Let's organize a tech camp for young students in the community. You can lead the workshops, and I'll help with logistics and resources." Qian was thrilled at the opportunity. Together, they began planning the tech camp, focusing on hands-on learning and encouraging creativity among the participants. They reached out to local schools, inviting students to join the program. On the day of the tech camp, Nam watched with pride as Qian led the sessions, engaging the students with enthusiasm. The room was filled with laughter and excitement as kids experimented with coding and technology. Nam knew that Qian was now a role model for these young minds, just as he had been for him. As the camp concluded, Nam and Qian reflected on the success of the event. "This is just the beginning," Qian said, his eyes shining with determination. "I want to create a series of camps that empower kids to explore technology." Nam nodded, feeling a swell of pride. "And I'll be right here to support you. Let's keep expanding this initiative." As they continued to build their programs, Nam's vision for community empowerment began to ripple beyond their local area. They received inquiries from other regions wanting to replicate their model, and Nam saw the opportunity to foster a national network of support for aspiring entrepreneurs. With Hoa's help, they organized a conference that would bring together mentors, entrepreneurs, and community leaders from across the country. The conference aimed to create a platform for sharing best practices, networking, and fostering collaboration among like-minded individuals. As the event approached, Nam poured his heart into the preparations, excited to connect with others who shared his passion. On the day of the conference, he stood before a diverse crowd, filled with hope and determination. "Welcome, everyone," Nam began, his voice steady. "We are here to create a movement that empowers individuals, uplifts communities, and fosters collaboration across borders. Together, we can make a difference." Throughout the conference, Nam witnessed the power of collaboration in action. Participants shared their stories, exchanged ideas, and forged connections that would lead to future partnerships. It was a celebration of collective effort and shared vision. As the conference concluded, Nam reflected on the journey that had brought him to this moment. From the boy who sold newspapers on the corner to a leader inspiring change, he had come full circle. He was filled with gratitude for the lessons learned and the people who had walked alongside him. In the months that followed, Nam and Hoa continued to nurture their growing network, connecting individuals and organizations dedicated to community empowerment. They launched an online platform where entrepreneurs could share resources, access mentorship, and collaborate on projects. As the initiative thrived, Nam often returned to his roots, visiting the neighborhood where he had started his journey. He walked the familiar streets, remembering the challenges he had faced and the dreams that had fueled his determination. One day, as he passed by the corner where he had once sold newspapers, he noticed a group of kids playing. They were laughing and sharing stories, their carefree joy reminiscent of his own childhood. Nam felt a surge of nostalgia and gratitude. He approached the kids, smiling warmly. "What are you all up to?" One of the boys, Min, replied, "We're playing a game where we pretend to be entrepreneurs. I want to open a candy shop one day." Nam's heart swelled with pride. "That's a fantastic dream, Min. If you ever need help making it happen, remember that you can reach out to me." The kids beamed, excited at the prospect of having a mentor who understood their aspirations. Nam realized that in giving back to his community, he was nurturing the next generation of dreamers and doers. As the years unfolded, Nam's journey continued to inspire others. He remained committed to empowering individuals and fostering community connections. He often spoke at schools and events, sharing his story and encouraging young people to believe in their potential. One day, while preparing for a speaking engagement, Nam received an unexpected message from Mr. Hung, the shop owner who had once looked down on him. "Can we meet? I'd like to talk about something important." Curious, Nam agreed to meet with him. When they sat down, Mr. Hung appeared visibly changed, a sense of humility evident in his demeanor. "I've been reflecting on my past actions," he began, his voice filled with sincerity. "I treated you poorly, and I regret that. I've seen your journey from afar, and I admire the impact you've made in the community." Nam listened attentively, surprised by the transformation he saw in Mr. Hung. "Thank you for reaching out. It means a lot to hear you say that. I'd like to make amends," Mr. Hung continued. "I want to support your initiative. How can I help?" Nam smiled warmly. "Your support would be appreciated, but it's more important to understand the impact of kindness and respect. Let's work together to uplift the community, not just financially but with genuine connection." As they brainstormed ways to collaborate, Nam felt a sense of closure. The boy who had once been dismissed had become a man who believed in second chances and the power of redemption. As Nam continued his journey, he knew that every interaction, every story, and every person he encountered played a role in shaping the tapestry of his life. He remained committed to fostering a culture of kindness, collaboration, and empowerment, ensuring that no one would ever feel marginalized or overlooked. And so, with every step forward, Nam carried the spirit of his journey in his heart, a reminder that dreams could be realized, and every person had the potential to create a positive impact on the world around them. As Nam continued to expand his initiative, he felt a growing sense of responsibility to address the systemic issues that often hindered community development. He recognized that empowering individuals was just one piece of the puzzle. They also needed to navigate the broader challenges posed by economic inequality, limited access to education, and lack of resources. With this understanding, Nam decided to host a series of community forums focused on discussing these systemic barriers. He invited local leaders, policymakers, and community members to engage in open dialogues about the obstacles they faced and brainstorm solutions together. The forums quickly became a platform for collaboration, where diverse voices were heard and actionable ideas emerged. At one such forum, Nam listened as a young activist named Lin passionately spoke about the need for better access to education in their community. "Many families can't afford tutoring or extracurricular activities. We need to create programs that bridge this gap and provide opportunities for all children, regardless of their background." Nam nodded, inspired by Lin's determination. "You're absolutely right. Education is key to breaking the cycle of poverty. Let's work together to develop mentorship programs that pair students with local professionals who can guide them." Lin's eyes lit up at the suggestion. "That would be amazing. I know many students who would benefit from such mentorship." Together, they began planning a mentorship initiative that paired students with professionals in various fields. They reached out to local businesses and organizations, seeking volunteers willing to share their knowledge and experience. As the mentorship program launched, Nam watched with pride as students connected with mentors who helped them explore potential career paths and develop essential skills. The impact was immediate, and students began to feel a renewed sense of hope and possibility. One day, during a mentorship session, Nam met a bright student named Hui. He had a passion for engineering but lacked resources to pursue his dreams. Hui shared his aspirations of designing sustainable buildings that would benefit his community. Nam was deeply impressed by Hui's vision. "You have a remarkable goal, Hui. Let's work together to create a plan that will help you achieve it. I can connect you with resources and workshops focused on engineering and design." With Nam's support, Hui began attending workshops and connecting with professionals in the engineering field. He thrived under the mentorship, and Nam felt a sense of fulfillment as he watched Hui's confidence grow. Meanwhile, as the mentorship initiative gained traction, Nam also realized that the community forums had sparked broader conversations about local policy. Many attendees began discussing the need for more equitable funding for schools and resources for underprivileged neighborhoods. Inspired by the collective voices of the community, Nam organized a meeting with local officials to present the concerns raised during the forums. He believed that bringing these issues to the forefront could lead to tangible changes. At the meeting, Nam presented a compelling case for why equitable funding was essential for the future of their community. Our children deserve the same opportunities as anyone else. We need to ensure that our schools are adequately funded and that every student has access to quality education. As he spoke, Nam could see the impact of his words on the officials present. There was a palpable shift in the room, and he felt a sense of hope that change was possible over the next few months. The community continued to rally around the cause. Parents, teachers, and students came together to advocate for educational equity. They organized petitions, attended school board meetings, and shared their stories in local media. Nam became a key figure in this movement, using his platform to amplify their voices and push for policy changes. He often reminded the community, when we come together, we can create a powerful force for change. As the advocacy efforts gained momentum, Nam was invited to speak at a regional conference focused on education reform. It was a significant opportunity to share their story on a larger stage and inspire others to take action. Standing before a diverse audience of educators, activists, and policymakers, Nam felt a mix of nerves and excitement. He shared the journey of his community, the challenges they faced, and the solutions they were developing together. Change starts at the grassroots level, he proclaimed. When we empower individuals and engage communities, we can create a ripple effect that transforms lives and opportunities. The audience responded enthusiastically, and Nam left the conference feeling invigorated. The connections he made opened doors for collaboration with other communities facing similar challenges. Back home, the advocacy efforts began to yield results. Local officials agreed to reassess funding models, and conversations around equitable resource distribution gained traction. The community celebrated small victories, knowing that each step forward was a testament to their collective efforts. As the momentum built, Nam also recognized the importance of celebrating the achievements of the individuals he had mentored. He decided to host an annual community gala, showcasing the success stories of local entrepreneurs, students, and changemakers. The gala became a highlight of the year, drawing attention from local media and businesses. It was a night filled with inspiration, laughter, and gratitude. Each honoree shared their journey, emphasizing the importance of community support in their achievements. During the gala, Nam watched as Hui took the stage to share his story. "I wouldn't be here without the support of this incredible community," he began. "Nam believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. Together, we can build a better future for everyone." Tears filled Nam's eyes as he listened to Hui's heartfelt words. He knew that every challenge had been worth it to see young people like Hui thrive. After the gala, Nam reflected on the profound impact of their collective efforts. The community had come together to support one another, and the results were evident in the lives they had changed. As Nam continued his work, he remained committed to fostering an environment where every individual felt valued and empowered. He believed that the journey was never truly over. There would always be new challenges to face and opportunities to seize. One day, as he was walking through the community, Nam encountered a group of children playing soccer. Their laughter echoed through the streets, and he felt a rush of nostalgia for his own childhood. As he approached, he noticed one boy sitting on the sidelines, watching the game with longing. Nam knelt down beside him. "Why aren't you playing?" he asked gently. The boy sighed. "I don't have a ball, and I'm not very good at soccer." Nam's heart ached at the boy's words. "You don't have to be the best to join in. Want me to help you find a ball so you can play?" The boy's eyes brightened with hope. "Really? That would be awesome." Nam stood up, determined to help. He quickly rallied the other kids and organized a small fundraiser to purchase soccer equipment for the community. They hosted a bake sale, reaching out to local businesses for support, and raised enough money to buy balls and gear. The following weekend, Nam returned with the equipment, and the excitement was palpable. The kids cheered as they received the new soccer balls, and Nam felt a sense of joy in their shared happiness. As they played, he joined in, laughing and kicking the ball around. In that moment, he was reminded of the simple joy of community and the importance of fostering connections among individuals of all ages. In the following months, Nam's initiative continued to evolve, and he found new ways to support the community. He introduced programs focused on health and wellness, recognizing that physical well-being was an integral part of personal empowerment. He partnered with local healthcare professionals to offer free health screenings, workshops on nutrition, and fitness classes. The response was overwhelming, with community members eagerly participating and prioritizing their health. Through it all, Nam maintained a keen awareness of the broader issues affecting their community. He regularly engaged with local leaders, ensuring that their voices were heard in policy discussions and decision-making processes. One day, during a community health fair, Nam met a woman named Tao, who had been struggling with health issues due to a lack of access to resources. Tao shared her story of perseverance and her desire to start a support group for others facing similar challenges. "That's a wonderful idea, Tao," Nam encouraged. "Let's work together to create a support network where people can share their experiences and find resources for better health." With Nam's support, Tao launched her support group, and it quickly became a safe space for individuals to connect, share, and learn from one another. They organized workshops on managing chronic conditions and invited healthcare professionals to provide valuable insights. As the support group grew, Nam saw firsthand the power of community in fostering healing and resilience. Individuals began to take charge of their health, making informed decisions and supporting each other in their journeys. One evening, as Nam reflected on the impact of the support group, he realized how far they had come. He thought about the boy who had once sold newspapers and the journey that had shaped his life. Nam understood that each step he had taken, every connection he had made, was woven into a larger tapestry of hope and empowerment. He had dedicated his life to uplifting others, and the ripple effect was profound. With each new initiative, Nam felt a renewed sense of purpose. He was committed to creating spaces where dreams could flourish and where individuals could transform challenges into opportunities. And so, as he continued his journey, Nam embraced the knowledge that the path ahead was filled with possibilities. He remained steadfast in his belief that by empowering one person at a time, they could create a brighter future for their entire community. As he looked to the horizon, he felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude for the people who had walked alongside him, the stories that had shaped him, and the vision that continued to inspire him to make a difference every single day. As Nam continued to strengthen his initiatives, he felt the community's heartbeat resonate more vibrantly than ever. The connections he fostered became a source of empowerment, and the spirit of collaboration flourished. Yet, he also understood that the journey of uplifting a community was never linear. It was filled with challenges that tested their resolve. One day, during a community health fair, Nam noticed an elderly man named Mr. Tan sitting alone on a bench, watching the activities unfold with a wistful expression. Curious, Nam approached him. "Hello, Mr. Tan. Why aren't you joining in on the fun?" Mr. Tan sighed, his eyes reflecting a mix of nostalgia and sadness. "I've seen many changes in this community, Nam, but I worry about the future. Many young people leave to find opportunities elsewhere, and I fear our traditions will fade away." Nam listened intently, realizing that the preservation of cultural heritage was just as important as economic empowerment. "You're right, Mr. Tan. Our history and traditions are vital to our identity. What if we organized a cultural festival to celebrate our heritage and engage the younger generation?" A spark ignited in Mr. Tan's eyes. "That's a wonderful idea. We could showcase traditional music, dance, and crafts. It would be a chance for the youth to connect with their roots." With Mr. Tan's support, Nam set to work organizing the cultural festival. They reached out to local artists, musicians, and craftsmen, inviting them to participate and share their talents. As the planning progressed, the excitement in the community grew, and people began to see the festival as an opportunity to unite and celebrate their shared identity. On the day of the festival, the streets were alive with vibrant colors, laughter, and music. Stalls lined the sidewalks, showcasing traditional crafts and delicious foods. Children danced to the rhythms of folk songs, while elders shared stories of their experiences growing up in the community. Nam watched with a sense of pride and fulfillment as the festival brought together generations. Young people were learning the dances their grandparents had performed, and families gathered to enjoy the traditions that had shaped their identities. Amidst the festivities, Nam spotted Hui helping set up a booth for local artisans. Hui was beaming, clearly excited to contribute to the celebration. "This is incredible, Nam. It feels like we're reclaiming something important." Nam nodded. "It's about honoring our past while building our future. This festival will remind everyone of the strength and beauty of our culture." As the day unfolded, Nam was approached by a local journalist who wanted to cover the event. "This festival is remarkable, Nam. It's bringing the community together in a way I haven't seen in years. Can I interview you about your vision for the future?" Nam smiled, grateful for the opportunity to share their story. "Of course. I believe that when we celebrate our heritage, we strengthen our bonds and empower each other to create a brighter future." The festival received significant media coverage, and Nam's efforts were recognized beyond the local community. People began to reach out, wanting to learn more about how they could replicate similar initiatives in their own towns. Nam was thrilled by the prospect of inspiring others, and he eagerly shared his insights and experiences. In the months following the festival, Nam's initiative expanded into educational programs focused on cultural preservation. They organized workshops where elders shared traditional crafts, cooking, and storytelling with younger generations. This intergenerational exchange deepened connections and instilled pride in their shared history. As the programs flourished, Nam realized that the power of community extended beyond cultural heritage. It also lay in resilience and mutual support. He saw this firsthand when a devastating storm struck the area, causing significant damage to homes and businesses. In the aftermath, the community rallied together. Volunteers organized cleanup efforts, providing support to those affected. Nam coordinated resources, connecting families with assistance and facilitating repairs. The spirit of solidarity was palpable as neighbors helped one another rebuild, demonstrating the strength that emerged in times of adversity. During one of the recovery meetings, Nam noticed a woman named Lan, a single mother who had lost her job due to the storm. Her determination was evident, but he could see the weight of worry etched on her face. "Nam, I don't know how I'll make ends meet. I want to start a small business, but I'm not sure where to begin." Nam leaned in, offering encouragement. "We can work on a business plan together, Lan. Let's identify your strengths and explore opportunities that align with your skills. You don't have to do this alone." With Nam's guidance, Lan began to map out her business idea, focusing on creating homemade crafts and goods. Together, they identified local markets where she could sell her products. Nam also connected her with mentors who could provide insights and support. As Lan's business took off, she felt a renewed sense of purpose. The community's support helped her gain confidence, and she quickly became a role model for other aspiring entrepreneurs. Nam celebrated each milestone with her, knowing that their journey had only just begun. Amidst the ongoing challenges and triumphs, Nam continued to nurture his own growth. He sought out opportunities for professional development, attending workshops and conferences that enhanced his leadership skills and understanding of community organizing. He realized that to be an effective leader, he needed to remain adaptable and open to learning. One day, while attending a conference on social impact, Nam was inspired by a speaker who emphasized the importance of sustainability in community initiatives. The speaker spoke passionately about creating solutions that not only addressed immediate needs but also ensured long-term benefits for future generations. Nam took this message to heart and began to integrate sustainable practices into his programs. He explored ways to promote environmental awareness and encourage community members to adopt eco-friendly habits. This shift not only benefited the environment but also resonated with younger generations who were increasingly concerned about sustainability. With renewed energy, Nam organized community cleanup events and workshops focused on sustainable living. They partnered with local organizations that specialized in environmental education, creating a holistic approach to community development. As the initiatives expanded, Nam began to notice a remarkable transformation. Community members started to take ownership of their environment, implementing small changes in their daily lives that collectively made a significant impact. They cultivated community gardens, reduced waste, and embraced local produce. One day, while visiting one of the community gardens, Nam encountered a group of children eagerly planting seeds. Their laughter filled the air, and Nam couldn't help but smile. He approached them, kneeling beside the garden bed. "What are you planting today?" "We're planting tomatoes and carrots," one girl exclaimed. "We're going to make a salad together." Nam felt a surge of pride. "That sounds delicious. You're helping our community grow in more ways than one." As the children shared their excitement, Nam realized that the seeds they were planting went beyond the garden. They were cultivating a sense of responsibility and connection to their community and environment. Over time, the gardens became a symbol of resilience and collaboration. The produce they harvested was shared during community meals, fostering a sense of togetherness. Nam encouraged families to come together, share recipes, and celebrate the fruits of their labor. One evening, during a community meal, Nam stood up to address the gathering. "This is more than just food, it's about community and connection. We are all a part of this journey, and together we can create a future that honors our heritage while embracing sustainability." As the applause echoed through the crowd, Nam felt a deep sense of fulfillment. He knew that they had created something meaningful, a community that valued both its past and its future. In the years that followed, Nam's initiatives continued to evolve and thrive. He developed partnerships with schools, organizations, and businesses that aligned with their vision for community empowerment. The network of support grew, and the community became a beacon of hope for others seeking to create positive change. However, amidst the successes, Nam also faced moments of doubt. He understood that community work was often a marathon, not a sprint, and there were times when the weight of responsibility felt heavy. During those moments, he leaned on the relationships he had built, seeking guidance and support from fellow leaders and mentors. One day, while reflecting on his journey, Nam decided to take a step back and assess the impact of their work. He gathered feedback from community members, seeking their perspectives on what had been achieved and where improvements could be made. The feedback was overwhelmingly positive, but it also revealed areas for growth. Community members expressed a desire for more youth involvement and opportunities for leadership development. Nam took this input seriously, recognizing that engaging the younger generation was crucial for the sustainability of their initiatives. In response, Nam launched a youth leadership program, empowering young individuals to take on active roles within the community. They organized workshops focused on leadership skills, public speaking, and project management, encouraging them to bring their ideas to life. As the program took off, Nam felt a renewed sense of hope as he watched young leaders emerge. They brought fresh perspectives, energy, and creativity to the initiatives, and Nam was thrilled to see the next generation stepping up to make a difference. One of the standout participants was a young woman named Mai. She had a passion for social justice and was eager to address issues such as poverty and inequality. With Nam's guidance, she organized a youth-led campaign to raise awareness about access to education for marginalized groups. Mai's determination and charisma inspired her peers, and together they mobilized their efforts, using social media to amplify their message. They hosted events, collected signatures for petitions, and engaged with local leaders to advocate for change. Nam supported Mai every step of the way, providing mentorship and resources. When the campaign culminated in a community forum, he was amazed by the turnout. Young people filled the room, their voices united in a shared mission for social justice. As Mai spoke passionately about the need for equitable access to education, Nam felt a wave of pride. He knew that this was the legacy of their work, a new generation of leaders who would continue to uplift the community and champion its needs. With each passing year, Nam reflected on the journey that had shaped his life. He had come a long way from the boy selling newspapers on the street corner, and now he was witnessing the transformation of his community. One evening, as he walked through the familiar streets, he felt a sense of gratitude for the relationships he had built and the lives they had touched. He realized that the impact of their work extended far beyond individual stories. It was a collective narrative of resilience, hope, and empowerment. As Nam looked toward the future, he remained committed to nurturing the spirit of collaboration and kindness that had defined their journey. He understood that while challenges would always arise, the strength of their community lay in its ability to come together and support one another. In the end, Nam's story became a testament to the power of compassion, the importance of community, and the belief that every individual has the potential to create positive change. With each new initiative, he inspired those around him to dream bigger, reach higher, and continue to cultivate a legacy of hope for generations to come. And so, Nam continued on his path, a steadfast advocate for his community, knowing that together, they could build a future where everyone thrived, one filled with possibilities, unity, and boundless potential. As Nam reflected on the journey that had transformed his community, he felt a deep sense of fulfillment. The once quiet streets were now vibrant with life, energy, and a shared purpose. He had witnessed countless stories of resilience, hope, and transformation, all fueled by the spirit of collaboration. One sunny afternoon, Nam stood at the center of the community garden, surrounded by families and friends who had come together to celebrate the annual harvest festival. The air was filled with laughter, the aroma of delicious food, and the sounds of children playing. It was a joyous occasion, a testament to everything they had accomplished together. As he looked around, Nam spotted Mai and Hui chatting animatedly with younger children, sharing stories about their own journeys and encouraging the next generation to dream big. He felt a surge of pride knowing that the seeds of leadership and empowerment had taken root. Standing on a makeshift stage, Nam addressed the crowd, his heart swelling with gratitude. Today, we celebrate not just the harvest but the spirit of our community. Each of you has played a vital role in this journey. Together, we've built a place where everyone can thrive, where kindness and respect reign, and where dreams become reality. The crowd erupted in applause, and Nam's eyes glistened with emotion. He realized that this moment was a culmination of their collective efforts, a reflection of the bonds they had forged, the challenges they had overcome, and the future they were creating together. As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the garden, Nam felt a sense of peace wash over him. He knew that the path ahead would still have its obstacles, but he was confident that their community was now equipped to face whatever challenges lay ahead. They had cultivated resilience, nurtured connections, and embraced the values of compassion and respect. In that moment, surrounded by friends, families, and a vibrant community, Nam understood the true essence of success. It wasn't measured by individual achievements or accolades but by the impact they had on each other's lives. He had witnessed how a single act of kindness could spark a movement, how shared dreams could create a powerful force for change. As the festival continued, Nam joined in the celebrations, dancing and laughing with those he had come to cherish. He felt a profound sense of belonging and purpose, knowing that they were all part of something greater than themselves. As the stars twinkled above, Nam looked up and whispered a silent thank you for the journey that had led him here. He was ready to embrace whatever came next, armed with the love and support of his community, a heart full of hope, and the unwavering belief that together, they could achieve anything. And so, with the warmth of the festival and the spirit of unity surrounding him, Nam stepped into the future, confident, inspired, and deeply committed to the ongoing journey of empowerment, connection, and shared dreams. Together, they would continue to cultivate a legacy of kindness and resilience, ensuring that their community thrived for generations to come.